Hey, my wonderful, lovely, lovely people, a pleasant afternoon to you. Wonderful people, one of the most difficult tasks that I've had to do is learning to love and to bless those who have done me wrong, who have been perpetually evil and wicked and sinister and malevolent in my life. The vitriol, the rancor, the acrimonious words and ways that they have emitted towards me. It has been one of the most tumultuous tasks when God says, love them that despitefully use you. Bless them that curse you, that do all manner of evil, especially when they're condescending, especially if they try to make you look incompetent. I mean, they embody the components and the attitudes of what Jezebel and Delilah, especially Jezebel, would have done in their day. And it's one of the most difficult things. Sometimes when I pray for them, I say, God, I don't even mean it. My flesh does not mean it. I'm only doing it because it honors you. It pleases you. It's what you have asked of us to do. It's one of the most difficult things. It's hard. You know what I mean? I was listening to this pastor. I listened to him, this white guy, big man. And I like him, there's a sort of humility that surrounds him. I don't know his name. Once I see him on the television sometimes, I will listen to him because he's solid, And he said he never forgot he was running. He was doing some programs on a radio station. And they came to him to say they're putting somebody in his stead. Something that he started and created, And it's somebody that he knew. And he said it really rubbed him the wrong way. He felt really hurt by it, and obviously he would have been angry within. And as a Christian, it was a battle because, that malicious and malignant envy and jealousy would now be lurking and want to create resentment and bitterness and strife and malice in his heart. And he said monthly he gets some financial donation to keep the program going. And he said, all right, I'm going to combat this hurt and this pain. And he contacted the producer, he said, and said to them, I'm going to pay for the next 2 weeks or a month or something like that with the check that I got for the person that they've put in my stead. And he did that because he decided that he's not going to allow jealousy and envy to be the order of the day. He's not going to allow resentment, malice, strife, or hate in his heart to develop. And he combated it with doing that. I remember John C. Maxwell said the way that he does to combat envy and jealousy is to just laud and praise the person. Just start to just delve into that, even if it doesn't feel natural and real. He does, because he has to stifle. Because as soon as something happens that the enemy knows will hurt you, automatically I'm sending out feel like a demon, the jealousy, the envy, the strife, them just waiting in the wings. They're just waiting in the wings, ready to strike, because they sense, yeah man, him hurt. Watch me now. Let us go knock on his door now. Jealousy say, yes. Envy, come make we go hand in hand. Strife, malice, hate, all murder. Say, yeah man, come friends, let's go. We have some work to do. A house is calling for us right now. That particular soul needs us right now. And you have to make that decision to combat it. What if it's a case where it's like a Saul? His jealousy consumed him so much that he never stopped. He could not control himself pursuing David because it bothered him that David was the better of the two. Not better human being in terms of his human nature, but better at the leadership task, better at the work done. And it got under his skin that he could not stop. Sometimes you may be in workplaces or entities or organizations, whatever it may be, and you're probably maybe the best one in that particular area and others don't like it. And they make no bones in making you look like you're an idiot or incompetent or stupid, ridiculous, dumb, you name them. And they make your life a living nightmare. One of the ways is that they stonewalling you, not speaking to you, and you've never done them anything. So they stonewall you and they talk to others. They blackball you and they deal with others. They will gaslight you and deal with others. They will humiliate you and try to embarrass you. And they're at you like a Saul on a David. It's the same situation. And you have to get up and say, Lord, bless them. Bless that individual or bless these people. Bless them, keep them, may your face shine upon them, be gracious unto them, grant them peace. If they should fall into some sort of dire situation and you're the one to help them, you have to help them. It's one of the most difficult things to do. Sometimes you do it with tears in your eyes, but I want to encourage you, my beautiful people. Is it Philippians 4:19 that says, I, and you call your name, can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Luke 1:37 says, but with God nothing is or ever impossible for him to do. Jeremiah 32:27 says, is there anything too hard for God? It is not asking a question. In the original, it is telling you there's nothing hard, much more too hard for God. And Luke 18:27, what is impossible with you as a human or other human beings is possible with God. You can love them. You don't have to be friends with them. You don't have to welcome them in your homes every day and you go out, in the park. But you pray for them, because I did a video about the blessing. When they speak the curse and you speak the blessing, automatically they meet up together, the blessing and the curse. And the blessing says, where you're going, curse? I'm sending you right back to sender. And the curse has to lap its tail between its leg and turn right back to the sender. Right back. Has to go right back. And that is why God says, vengeance is mine. I will repay. You leave it to me. It has been one of the most difficult prayers to pray. I kid you not, my beautiful people. When I have to pray it day in, day out, I say sometimes it's raging within. You want to say the bad prayer over them and you have to fight and say, no. Bless them, Jesus. Bless them, Lord. May your face shine upon them. May you be gracious unto them and grant them peace, whatever it is that they need. Give me a heart of compassion and love. Let me extend grace and mercy to them as you have done to me, God. Even though their way may be sinister and malevolent and coming from an emotive place, an evil place. Because there are some actions that are not necessarily devilish, if you understand. It is not birthed out of something hideous and sinister. It may just be reactionary because, as the flesh will fail us. But you have people who, they are quick, they're plotting evilly, plan it daily or very often. And yet, you have to love them. It's hard, my beautiful people, but when you do the hard thing, it makes your life easier in the long run. It is not easy. I can tell you from personal experience, sometimes I do it with tears in my eyes, tears in my heart, tears in my soul, especially with people who I've never done any wrong to. You know for a fact that you have not done any wrong to. There is no guessing and spelling. One of the things that I kind of don't like that people do, they will have a way of saying, sometimes you do things to people and you don't even know. And I think it's a very chicken way to cop out of making the person take full responsibility for doing wrong. If we're going to run with that, if we're going to run with that, then you're going to have to run with Jesus. Is a mischief maker in a bad way. When the Pharisees and the Sadducees would come and accuse him of heresy, blasphemy, saying that he had the spirit of Beelzebub and whatnot, and that he's provoking them to wrath. When he's preaching his kingdom, doing the right thing, and I could give myriads of examples of people who they categorically know that they have never done wrong. That is not something. It's like with Saul and David. When the evil spirit, some versions would say, came upon Saul, David came in and played the harp. When David was learning, strengthening and sharpening his tools of leadership, remember that David went into the palace and Saul would have taught him. He took him in like a son after he slew Goliath. And David would probably respect him and say, yes, sir. Yes, my Lord, yes. And helped him. David did him no wrong, none at all. So I hate when people say, maybe it's something that you did, an attitude. No. Even God gave people their own personalities. So if it rubs you the wrong way, you have an issue, you have a problem. It's usually jealousy. You're jealous of that personality. You're jealous of that characteristic. So don't make the other person feel a little guilty for being who they are. And when they did no wrong, it's a cop-out, cheap way of not making the perpetrator take full responsibility for their actions. Don't do that to people. But beautiful people, just love them. hard as it may be, the enemies that is. Guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lions. Thank you.